Hello guys, another day, another foundation review. I am going to be reviewing the Maybelline Superstay full coverage. I don't know the order, but okay, let's say Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation. I have two because this one is in the shade 60 caramel and it's a bit too light for me. Although I'll try, maybe it's not that light. And then this one is obviously way too dark, so I want to mix the two to kind of get my perfect shade. But I had previously reviewed a Maybelline Superstay foundation, which was not a full coverage foundation. I'm not sure if they even make that formula anymore, but this one is the one that has been reviewed a lot on YouTube and people are loving it. So I want to review it for you guys so that we see whether it's actually worth the hype, because it's been compared to some high-end foundations. Some people say it's better than high-end foundations, so we're going to test and see. Because this is actually a pretty affordable foundation. I'm not sure of the price, but I'm going to write it somewhere here on the screen so that you guys can see that it's a pretty affordable foundation. Also, of course, it's available in Kenya because Maybelline is here in Kenya. They have a kiosk at Yaya. I don't know if they have any other kiosk, but they are here in Kenya. So if I review it and you like it, then you can just go and get it. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime, of course. I've already moisturized, put sunscreen, cleansed, because someone asked me, Joanna, how come you stopped putting sunscreen and moisturizing? I was like, I still put it, I just don't show it on camera. So, just to save time. So I come here when I've cleansed, toned, moisturized, sunscreened, all that jazz. Okay, so we are primed. Let me read the claims. It says it's a full coverage foundation, and it says that it's supposed to give you up to 24-hour wear. So it's basically supposed to be a really long-lasting foundation. Of course, we're going to test that. We're going to test its lasting power and just see how it performs throughout the day. So this is the shade caramel. I want to see if it's too light. Okay, actually not that bad. I think I'm just gonna use the caramel. If it's too light, then I'll add a bit of the cocoa. Did I say this shade is cocoa? Yeah, on like the edges of my face if this one turns out to be too light. So this side I'm going to use my brush, and this other side I'm going to use my sponge just to see which one gets better coverage, which one just gets like a better finish. I definitely put a little bit more than I needed to, but it's a bit light for sure. It's definitely a bit light. But y'all, that is one layer. And can you guys see the coverage I'm getting? Please. Okay, I can even spread this to the other side because it's a lot. OMG. It says it's full coverage. I can tell you right now, it's true. It's true. And you guys can see it is true. I mean, look at the difference between this side of my face and this side of my face. Like, this side looks flawless. It looks so well covered. Usually one layer of foundation never does it for me, but with this foundation, I think I can actually see myself getting away with just putting one layer of foundation and I'm good to go. I mean, this is quite good coverage. I love that coverage. Also, it feels extremely comfortable on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It feels really nice and light on the skin. So now I'm going to go on to apply the other side with a sponge this time, and I'm just picking up a little bit this time because the first time this side I've definitely kind of put quite a lot. Even the sponge is giving me some really good coverage. Let me just add a little bit. Usually when I use a sponge, I don't get nearly as good coverage as when I use a brush, which is okay because it just means that your foundation looks more flawless because your sponge absorbs any excess product. But with this foundation, I seem to be getting just as good coverage with the sponge as I have with my brush. So that's good. I've just poked my eye. Oh, I just poked my eye with my sponge. It be your own sponge. Oh my god. Oh, okay. The show must go on. This is I found my new favorite foundation dance. Can you, like, I'm looking at myself. The foundation is excellent coverage, doesn't give you cake face, looks so skin-like, like it just looks like, oh my god, Joanna, what have you been doing? Your acne looks like it's going, you know, girl. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup and then we're gonna do a side-by-side just so that you guys can see what it is that I'm talking about, because it's covered me up really well. So BRB. This lipstick is something else, like it's so beautiful. I just don't know if it's working for me. RK, I never wear pinks, especially such bright pinks, but it's 2018. I need to be trying more things, more out there things. It's definitely bold. Let me just say that. My fingers are so crossed that this foundation performs well, because that coverage is perfect. It feels like I don't have foundation on my skin. You know, all those good things we look for in foundation? So far, this foundation has it. And so far, it's not transferring. You know, you can, I think I've said this before, have I? I don't know. But you can tell whether a foundation will transfer by just by how it feels. If it feels sticky, then you can be sure it's gonna transfer. But if it just feels smooth, then chances are, you know, it won't transfer, or it won't transfer too much. And this one feels really smooth, so I don't think it's going to transfer. So I'm gonna keep this on for 8. I'm trying to see how my day looks like. Probably 8 to 10 hours. And just see how it's gonna perform, and then I'll be back at the end of the day. You see, there we go. Hi, there we go. Lipstick on the teeth. Honestly, that is the number one problem I have with colored glosses. I will be back later to give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation. We need to have like a moment of silence for this foundation, because oh my goodness. You know, I told you guys if this foundation performed well, then this is the best foundation I've tried this year or in life. It performed beautifully. I mean, like, I'm so happy. Like, yes, it has definitely gotten a little bit oily on my nose. And also, where's my small mirror? I see closely. Also, the other thing I will say is that it kind of rubbed off a little bit on my nose. It kind of, I don't want to say separated, but it kind of rubbed off quite a bit on my nose. So, but not like to a point, oh, I look like I have a mustache. That's because of taking off my lipstick with a wipe, so it also took off all the foundation in that area. So ignore my mustache. Ignore. Anyway, so other than that, I think it's also gotten a little bit oily. And when I say a little bit, it's so little that you guys probably can't see what I'm talking about the oil, because it's not gotten like super oily. It's just like just a bit oily. The rest of it has performed really well. In terms of transferring, it's definitely not as smooth as it was when I first applied it, but I didn't actually set it with a powder. So had I set it with a powder, I think it would have still been feeling really smooth. So I didn't set mine with a powder. It's feeling a bit sticky. So at this point, I think it would probably transfer. But if you get yourself one, or if you have one, just remember to set with a powder so that throughout the day it doesn't transfer. It had said it was full coverage. I think we all agree that it is definitely full coverage. It's tackled my acne, my scarring, my blemishes, all of that. So 24 hours, I've had this foundation on for almost 10 good hours. And look at this, you guys. It looks so fresh. Okay guys, so I think I should also mention I have normal to dry skin, so I don't know how this foundation will perform on oily skin, so I'm relying on you guys to let me know in the comments in case you have oily skin and you've tried this foundation, or in case you've watched other people who've reviewed this foundation and have oily skin. Please comment down below and tell us how this foundation performs for oily skin. Like, does it get oily, or you know, what's up? Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.